All right, coaches, there's two different kinds of defense that we're going to work on when we're at practice with our teams. There's individual defense, where the kids learn how to field ground balls and get lots of repetitions. And there's team defense, when we go over all kinds of situational stuff, cuts and relays. We're going to get to the team defense. Right now, let's work on some individual defense. And within your practice plan, individual defense should come before team defense. Let the kids handle the ball, get them lots of repetitions, and then you can go into your situational stuff. Before we do these drills, though, we need to make sure that the kids can actually get into the proper position to field a ground ball. So what we're going to teach our kids to do is to back up to the back of their position, be in a ready position. This is a ready position right here. My hands are out, I'm just standing here, I'm watching the pitcher, I'm paying attention. If you watch a Major League Baseball game, as soon as the pitcher goes into his windup and gets ready to actually deliver the ball, everyone goes from this ready position and they start walking in towards home plate and getting lower and anticipating the ball being hit to them. It's called a prep step, okay? It's a good way to keep kids engaged in the game. It's a phrase that you can use with players when you see them not paying attention or starting to lose focus. Remind them to prep step on every pitch. So we back them up to the back of their position. We have them prep step in. For some people it's left, right. For others it's right, left. But we want them arriving in this position as the ball's entering the hitting zone. So if they start walking towards home plate when the pitcher goes into his windup, they're going to be right here when the ball's getting put in play. Okay, so from there we're going to have them prep step in, and then we're going to say ball, and we're just going to have them get down into a ground ball position. All we want to do here is make sure that they get spread out, they get their butt low to the ground, they get their hands on the ground and out in front here, glove hand on the ground, bare hand covering up on top as they field the baseball. And we're just going to have them sit here, okay? A tendency that a lot of kids, young kids have, is to keep their legs straight and bend their backs, okay? We want them doing the opposite. We want them keeping their backs straight and bending their legs and getting down here. Some people teach left foot forward, some people teach right foot forward, some people teach pick out to the baseball, some people teach pick back. We're going to let the hop dictate what they do with their feet and their hands, but we need to make sure they're actually strong enough and to hold this position here and be ready to field a ground ball. Okay, so once they can actually get into a ground ball position, we're going to run them through a bunch of drills. The first one, we're going to have Tal step in here on screen. The first one that we're going to do for young players is going to be just rolling ground balls back and forth to one another right here in that ground ball position. Just using their hands, just receiving the ball and rolling it back and forth. A more advanced version of this, once the kids can do this, and with older players, is throwing short hops to each other, okay? So we're either rolling ground balls or we're throwing short hops. Same thing, we're going to start off in a ground ball position, and we're going to try and bounce the ball right in front of the person's glove and give them a nice short hop that they can handle, so they can just work on using their hands, okay? Just using their hands. Now we want, when we do this drill, we want to work to both sides. So we're going to work to our forehand side, and we're going to work to our backhand side. That's all right, that happens. That's why we're out here. So I'm here and I just work on pick, just seeing the ball in. So those are rolling ground balls to each other, one, and short hops, two. Those are two drills that are great for players at every level. That stuff reinforces good technique with fielding ground balls. You see players at every age doing those drills right there, okay? The next one is going to be, we're going to take our gloves off. Bare hand work is really good for infielders. So all we're going to do right now is put our throwing hand behind our back. We're just going to work with our glove hand, and we're going to roll ground balls back and forth to each other. Okay, this teaches really good soft hands when I'm receiving the ball, and it teaches me the right angle to receive the ball. I really got to show my palm to the baseball as I receive it here. So all we're going to do is roll ground balls back and forth just with our glove hand, and they can range around a little bit to the left and a little bit to the right, so they can incorporate a little bit of rhythm, okay? We don't always want our players doing stuff and being stationary. We need to have our guys moving around, okay? So that's bare hand ground balls right there. Next drill that we're going to do, ground balls on our knees, okay? You can either do this with bare hands or we can do it with gloves. Let's get our gloves on. So we're going to be right here on our knees. This level that I'm at right here with my head This is the level that I should be at when I'm actually fielding a ground ball. If you watch me stand up here, you'll see that my eye level doesn't change at all. It's exactly at the same height that I'm at when I'm on my knees, and it gives kids a chance to just work with their hands and see how easy it is to field a ground ball when you get low, when you get your face low to the ground, okay? And the last drill that we're gonna do is a walking drill, and I'll end up walking off frame here. So let me tell you guys a little something more about individual defense before we do this last drill. If you noticed what we just did, we didn't spread the whole team out and start hitting ground balls. We got the kids lots of good repetitions. In about a 5-minute period, they handled the ball about 50 times, did a bunch of different drills that teach them how to field the ball the right way. So this last one is a walking drill, okay? Tal's gonna start with the baseball. He's gonna be a little bit closer to me. And we're just gonna walk that direction. He's gonna roll me ground balls, and I'm gonna flip the ball back to him. I'm gonna get my feet moving, and I'm just gonna handle the ball. And again, it's gonna reinforce the idea of moving towards the baseball. So as you roll me the ball, you're just gonna walk backwards.